Hello there and welcome back to another video of, well, me trying to learn to draw. Now this one is, I had a lot of trouble with this one. So the day before I wanted to sit down and do this, I was chopping wood and may have caused an injury to my arm / wrist. So I managed to irritate or make worse the tendonitis in my arm, which I hadn't realized that at the time of, chopping the wood and whatnot, until I started to do this, the inking, well, not the inking of this, but the transferring this over onto the alcohol marker paper. And in doing so, whilst doing the tracing, I guess you can call it, because that's essentially what it is, isn't it? So while I was tracing it over, I could feel my hand getting, my wrist getting tighter and tighter and tighter with each stroke. And the problem I was having with this one is that I took ages to trace this back over because I really wanted to amend the hand. I wanted just to readjust it because I wasn't particularly too happy with how I originally did it. It just wasn't how I wanted it to look. So I did spend a lot of time rubbing out, going back, rubbing out, going back, rubbing out, going back, until I was actually, somewhat happy. And yeah, I was doing that all live on stream, doing the tracing, and then I tried so hard to get through the inking, which I did in the end. We did get there in the end. I'll tell you what, it hurt a lot to do that. So I stopped the stream after doing the inking and then took a rest for a couple of hours and then continued to record off stream the coloring. The coloring was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. It took me ages to try and find a right color. So as you can probably see here at the moment, I'm sort of like comparing my swatch with my other kid boo that I did many months ago because I just love the color so much. And as you can see, the color 28 is what I used. Now, when I went back, because after I colored it all, I picked the colors out that I wanted, and it's okay. And because my wrist was like hurting so much, I just ended up I rushed it, and I didn't care. I just wanted it over and done with so I could just rest, which is a big problem that I have when it comes to when I start something, I have to finish it. I can't just sort of stop halfway through, and that's something you can't really do with alcohol markers. Otherwise you end up with sort of like a line, and so look at sort of like an overlay line, unless you did multiple layers to try and get rid of it, but I think that would still show through. So I'm not 100% happy with the colors of it. I mean, it's the end result is quite vibrant. The shadowing is the wrong color, and so on and so forth. Now, I did contact Ohuhu about this because I've heard like really good things about their customer support, and they got back to me very, very quickly, asked for some photos. So I took some photos of the difference of the swatches, because I did a second stream afterwards where I was comparing the new swatch with the old swatch, and yeah, there's been some kind of, I don't know what's happened to it. It's like someone sucked most of the color out of it, unfortunately. But they did agree with me that it shouldn't have happened and whatnot, and they offered me a partial refund just for that one, because they don't actually sell the pens individually, and in some cases they would send out a new pen. Obviously, 2020 being 2020, resources are limited and so on and so forth. So they offered me a partial refund, which didn't really solve the issue of not having the same purple, but it was a nice gesture overall. So, thumbs up there to Ohuhu for, trying to do the best they can, which, you can't complain. In some cases, lucky if you actually got anything at all. So I'm going to probably put that towards some other pens. I might just use that partial refund to maybe treat myself to a copic pink. That's close to the one that I'm missing, so then at least I've got at least one color, because I'll have to buy a whole set to replace that one that died on me, unfortunately, which is not ideal. I just need the one pen. So at least if I get the Copic one, it is refillable. Yes, they are expensive, but it'll be also interesting to have that pen and see how it compares, and if I like it compared to the Ohuhus, because I like the Ohuhus, I do, but it just sucks that I can't buy them individually. Otherwise I would like, just like, yeah, give me new ones. Give me new ones, please, or even like refillable ones. But that is the trade-off though, isn't it, compared to the Copics, to the Ohuhus. The Ohuhus are much cheaper, but they are also extremely new user friendly if you are new to the alcohol markers scene, whilst giving you like a pretty decent result. I've seen a lot of different pens out there, and yeah, the Ohuhu's come out pretty well, to be fair. So I might treat myself to a copic one, or I might just see if I can get my hands on the brush Ohuhus. They are pretty difficult to get at the moment. I might see if I can find some of those and grab those instead. Either way, I'd like both of them just so I can compare them. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, this is the Kid Buu in a very vibrant bubblegum pink color. Whether you prefer the oversaturated colors from Dragon Ball or the what do you call it, the pastel looks that Dragon Ball Kai did. They took saturation out quite a bit, so it wasn't quite as vibrant. I do want to do this again with a proper pink at some point, so I probably will revisit it at a later date again, because at the end of the day, it's all practice, and it's just interesting to revisit old artwork. Am I happy with it? It's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It just could have been better, obviously, not having my tendinitis flare up and making it extremely painful to finish that final dark coat. As you can see on the hands and elsewhere, it's very, 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 very rough. That's just the nature of it. Oh, also another note, I managed to get my hands on some white pens as well. The one I used for this one, because I didn't actually have access to a white Sharpie when I did do this one, it's just a water-based multi-surface Artistro paint marker pen. Extra fine. One of my first white pens. It is a shaky one. You might hear it me there. It's my first white pen, and as you can see, that those are the white shine on the shoulder and the head was from that. The one on the arm brace that wasn't. That was me actually, not putting any ink there at all. So it came out okay. I'd like to get my hands on some other ones. I've seen some other white pens, like the gel ones, do a much better job, but I'm still learning, and I'm sure my paint supplies will slowly grow over the years while we're doing this. So without further ado, once again, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, you can hit that like button if you really want, or the subscribe button, or any of those other ones if you really like. And I'll be back again next time with the Vegeta ones. Yes. Oh yes. Before I go quickly, sorry. I'm not gonna do any more Buu ones until I can get the pink. So I'm gonna continue with the Vegeta. We'll start doing more of all the Vegeta ones, and hopefully within a few weeks I can get a pink replacement. So yeah, it's gonna be all the other Vegetas I'm gonna do between now until I can get a pink one to carry on with the Buu ones. Because I as much as I don't mind the bubblegum look, I prefer the older look on the original that I did. So yeah, more Vegetas to come. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.